Hey, it's Tim,
Hey, it's David.
and we're Worth It Fridays. Choo, choo.
What's it? What the nani?
Welcome to another episode of Worth It Fridays. WTF. Woo! Where today's episode we will be talking about Marvel's Spider-Man.
Oh, dang.
This month is special for Spider-Man, I think, because last week, September 7th, was when Spider-Man PS4 came out originally. So that was 3 years ago, I think, or no, more than that. It was 2017.
I think it was 2018, somewhere there. But yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. So and this is also our first video on our channel. Was actually I guess a thorough discussion of Spider-Man the game itself too. So click the window on the top if you guys want to see it. Otherwise, the other cool thing as well is that Spider-Man 2 trailer from the PlayStation conference also came out, confirming that Spider-Man 2 will come next year. So, any quick thoughts on that, David?
Oh man, like you should have seen my reaction. Actually, you can see my reaction right now.
We will.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! I'm ready.
Yes. We will.
I've been waiting for a long time for this game. Spoiler alerts if you haven't seen the trailer yet, but our boy Venom is back, and we're like, and he looks so good, so good. And fun fact, Venom is actually voice acted by the original Candyman. Don't say his name 5 times, you know. But right, yeah. But oh man, I'm like so hyped up for it because the game came out 2018, so Miles Morales was just kind of like feeding in a little bit of the expectation of what Spider-Man 2 can become. So just seeing that trailer, it just made me so happy. I'm like, thank you, PlayStation. You knew I was asking for it. You knew all of our Spidey fans were asking for it. So, and they did a well done job, because at the end of the trailer, it felt very, very creepy. You know what I mean? Yeah, very creepy.
And there's another enemy in there too. He says, I think it's not just Venom, but someone else. But
I don't know. It was just too much, because we got the No Way Home teaser trailer, but it's just so much, so good.
anyways, we want to ask you guys a question as well. What do you guys think of Spider-Man 2 trailer? And as well, let us know what you guys think. Anyways, today we're talking about Spider-Man PS4, and I guess now also on PS5. So, David, tell us more about the game.
Alrighty. Marvel's Spider-Man is a video game based on the Marvel Comics superhero Spider-Man. Developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. The game was released worldwide on September 7th, 2018 for the PlayStation 4 as the first licensed game developed by Insomniac. Congrats, Insomniac, you did it. Marvel's Spider-Man is an open-world action-adventure title that allows the players to control Spider-Man throughout Manhattan, New York City. Spider-Man fights enemy with his brawler moveset and a wide varieties of web gadgets. And the key point in the story is that the player also controls Peter Parker outside of the Spider-Man's identity, as well as Mary Jane Watson and Miles Morales himself. Now, let's talk about the story of Marvel Spider-Man.
The story. Insomniac did an amazing job of creating a unique story of Spider-Man, where there are many memorable moments with all the characters involved in Marvel's Spider-Man universe. The story has a well balance of drama and actions with its amazing character developments of the main characters, and the pacing of the story is just perfect, where there's never a dull moment. Insomniac made the right moves in creating a story where it's based on an older Peter Parker, because we've got so many.
We don't want to see Uncle Ben die.
Fans will get to see how mature Peter has grown compared to seeing a young Peter Parker experiencing the loss of his uncle, Ben, rest in peace, and learning his new powers. So the story will get players to feel so many emotions, which really sets the standard of what a story-based game should be about.
The gameplay of Marvel Spider-Man exceeds our expectations. The game can literally be called a Spider-Man simulator in third person. The swinging mechanic is so good. The combat system is very similar to Batman Arkham, which is a good thing here as it was fun to get the punches to dodge and the available gadget to use on your opponent that your face. The content of the game is so big that the side mission, challenges mission, Easter eggs, and collectible items fill in the missing gaps of the story of Marvel Spider-Man, which really helps really fully in-depth the story of the game. The level up system of the game makes the player feel very rewarding and satisfying when you get to learn the new combos, as well as swinging moves or skills. The game also provides a massive variety of suits to choose from. My goodness, they're so lovely to look at, which the game design is amazing and detailed. However, the challenge mission can be too repetitive where it gets boring to do.
The graphics of the game are eye-pleasing to the great detail of the city of New York. Of course, there's Easter eggs found in the city, whether it talks about less detail and stuff like that. But the many suits, of course, to choose from, collectible items, and the gadgets to use are all stunning to look at. This, of course, there's also the soundtrack, which puts, the atmosphere that makes it, the Spider-Man, very fitting, and makes the whole theme of Spider-Man also and his theme song very fitting as well. Also, the sound of your web shooting firing, the rushing wind when Spider-Man falls from the building, web swinging, and zipping through the city are just eargasmic to our human ears.
So eargasmic.
You cannot get enough of it. And even better when they remastered it to the PS5 console.
Ooh. So as we worth it Fridays, we definitely deem the price worth it, as it's worth getting the remastered edition on the PS5. However, if you don't have a PS5, then the Game of the Year edition on the PS4 is definitely worth getting, because it comes with everything, all the DLC and every extra skin for extra suits.
Some of the criticisms of Spider-Man, of course, is that the challenge mode can be really repetitive. There's a lot of them out there, and they just make you grind tokens to get the upgrades, and it's just, there's a lot of them, so it's just eventually they kind of and if you're just grinding them to get the achievements and stuff like that too, But also, if you guys have played the original and are going to the PS5, you have a new Peter Parker actually, and that can be a deal breaker for some, as we've gotten used to the PS4 Peter Parker. But moving forward and into Spider-Man 2, as well as seen in Spider-Man Miles Morales, there's a new Peter Parker.
But they still kept the same voice actor, so I think we're okay, right?
The side missions and side activities feel very repetitive, kind of with the challenge mode. There also could be more unique and immersive live events that could happen. An example of this would be how live events happened in Red Dead Redemption, for example.
But overall, Marvel's Spider-Man is a fantastic game that sets the standard high for all of the Spider-Man games. The game provides an amazing story that gives a new look on who Spider-Man is.
The gameplay really makes players feel they are truly Spider-Man with its smooth swinging combat and dodging mechanics, and the available gadgets to use on your foes. The designs are just amazing for both versions of the game, PS4, PS5. And especially if you have PS5, you're going to definitely enjoy the 60 FPS swinging. Oof. So good. There are minimal cons to the game, but of course, the many pros compensate for what the cons are. So we at Worth of Fridays give this probably our most highest rating yet, which is a 9.5 out of 10. Definitely almost perfect, but it's definitely one of those games that's worth your Fridays, as it's it's an older game, and there's new variations of Spider-Man right now with Spider-Man and Miles Morales and stuff like that too, which we'll get to eventually. But until then. And there you have it. That is our review of Marvel's Spider-Man. Now it's on PS4 and PS5, so just Marvel's Spider-Man, the original one. We know there's Miles Morales, which I'll eventually get to because I still need to play that one. And eventually we get to see Spider-Man 2. But until then, if you guys are looking forward to Spider-Man 2 and want to hop into Spider-Man 1, it's still a great time. The DLC is especially really good still. I enjoyed everything about it. I enjoyed all the difficulties. Any other thoughts, David?
No, it just I felt really proud that Insomniac did a very well job game, because I thought Spider-Man 2 was the only one that for me I can actually go back to. Even though I own all the other Spider-Man games, Spider-Man 2 was the only one, but now Insomniac proved me wrong. It's like, nope, they can bring it back. So thank you, Insomniac. Thank you.
Also, the Spider-Man game would have been our 10 out of 10, but I did drag the score down just a little bit, just because there's a lot of repetition in doing the side missions, and I think that's, for me, that's a score taken off, because it's part of the game, and in order to get the upgrades, you have to do those, and you need enough of those tokens to get enough, and yeah. So, but otherwise, everything else is perfect about it. I still love it. And as well, shout out to our friend Lupin, Lupin11. He's also on Twitch, which I'll just put somewhere here on the screen. Go watch his streams. He's like an EU streamer, so he streams for us, I guess for us Canadians. He streams in the morning, afternoonish. But shout out to him, because we originally started a Spider-Man review with him in our first video, and he also made some comments in here as well.
I used this meme before. You know the meme, it makes you feel like Spider-Man when you play it?
Yeah.
It actually does make you feel like Spider-Man.
Thanks for giving us the review as well.
Thanks, Lupin.
Yeah. Otherwise, if you guys have enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that like button because you have enjoyed this video. And thanks for watching all the way to the end, as we appreciate that.
For the algorithm!
For the
Take care, guys. Bye.
See ya.
Anyway, let's swing. Let's swing. That's
Let's
it.
swing.
Good punch. Boom, 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 boom.